Hey, yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tech and Time Lapse. It's still your boy Journey, and today we're going to be talking about a car that I actually would say I like in some ways. There are some other people who don't really like it, and I don't like it in some ways that other people really do like it. But yeah, you guys can see the car in front of you already. It's cute in some accents. First off, for me personally, I would say I love the appearance because it's got this semi-futuristic, semi-robotic kind of like feel to it. While many people don't like the redesign because, well, too many angles, too many triangles, kind of like shape, boxy kind of like feel. But, well, without further ado, let's get into the business of today. And yeah, let's review this car and get into it. So yeah, we're talking about the Hyundai Elantra, and this car, it's a love and hate relationship primarily for me personally because I've actually driven this car a lot, probably more than almost any other car I've actually driven in the last couple of years. So it's kind of like a love and hate relationship for me personally, and let's get into it. So the trims we have, I won't call it trims level, so let's just start with the variation. So we have the Elantra GT, which is definitely technically a different vehicle. That's a sedan version. It's a different vehicle, but it's a part of the Elantra family, so let's call that the first trim. Now we've got a basic trim, which is the base, the SC version. We've got the SLE, we've got the value, we've got the sports, and definitely the limited edition. And let's go into some of the differences of what makes them what they are. So yeah, let's start with the SC, and the SC pretty much is the base version. It's just basic, although comparing it to other base editions or base models of other makers and manufacturers in the industry today, I'd say it's got a little bit of a plus, but yeah, let's go into the details of it. So on the outside, it pretty much looks like all the other ones, with the exception of course the sports and the limited that have a complete kind of like redesign of the grills and the spoilers and whatnot around it. Primarily they look a lot alike, and to make it worse, Elantra actually doesn't really mention, or they don't state which trim is which. So on the back of the cars, you actually cannot tell if this is an SC or an SLE, except you're really familiar with like the LED lighting or whatnot that is on it. They pretty much just look alike. So with that being said, the SC comes with a 16-inch regular tire, just the basic wheel cover, so it's just basic bland, it's just there. On the interior, you've got 2.0 liter 4-cylinder engine, and of course that produces a 147 horsepower, and that is pretty much fairly just there, but it actually does work, and the fuel economy is pretty decent for the vehicle, at least with the engine setup. Now it should be noted before I go into more details on the SC, that it comes standard with a manual transmission, and you could actually pay extra to upgrade it to the automatic 6-speed transmission. So that's one of the downsides for me on the SC personally. Going on to the interior of the SC, well, we've got a 5-inch touchscreen display, which also comes pretty much standard with the reverse backup camera, so you can actually see the reverse camera on it, and your AM, your FM station, Bluetooth included, and a 6-speaker setup system. But that's pretty much how you get with the SC. So it's, personally I would say it's basic, but it works, and it's technically affordable at 7,100 starting price. It's affordable and it works at that level. But let's go up to the SCL. Well, you guys know what I love about my cars. If it doesn't come with Android Auto, it's a no-no for me because I'm an Android fan, and it comes standard with Apple Play and yeah, Android Auto. And this is a 7.0-inch touchscreen display, so it's upgraded compared to what we have on the SC. And on the SCL is where we have the safety features actually come alive. So yeah, we've got the brake assist, the blind spot detection system, the cross traffic alert, and of course the lane change assist, which is pretty much, well, needed in vehicles today. I wouldn't go for a car that doesn't have at least this basic setup on it. So yeah, that gives me the pass, which would probably come to my eventual recommendation where, of course. But moving ahead before I jump the gun, the engine on the SCL is just the same as what you have on the SC. And the only difference comes on the exterior with the tires, where you actually get the 16-inch alloy wheel in replacement for the steel rim with the plastic caps that we had initially on the SC. And moving up, we've got the Value Edition, which is probably my favorite. Now the Value Edition, as it's called, the Value Edition, is the one that should probably give you the most value, which is actually what it does. Now it's more expensive than what we have on the SLE, which is expected, but now you've got a lot of positive trade-ups, which includes things like now you've got your sunroof, you've got hands-free trunk system, you've got heated side mirrors, you've got heated front seats, and of course you've got access to the Hyundai Blue system or control, which allows you remotely start your vehicle. Or I didn't mention, it also has the push to start button. In addition to all this setup, which just makes this the preferred version for me personally, especially thanks to the Blue Link system, which allows you start your vehicle, adjust the climate control and all of that. And this comes added onto the vehicle for free for the first 3 years. So it comes as a package once you get the car, for once you buy the vehicle, which probably just sells the value as my value edition. Moving up from that, they've got the Eco edition, which is pretty much what it sounds like. It's Eco. It's meant to be more fuel economical. This is where you actually get the best fuel economy on the Elantra lineup. You've got 32 miles per gallon in the city and up to 40 miles per gallon on the highway. And yeah, the engine is a 1.4 liter turbocharged engine. So yeah, that definitely makes it the Eco edition, which is pretty much every other thing about the Eco is pretty much the SEL with a difference in the engine, and that's what makes it the Eco edition. Moving up from there, we've got the Sports edition, which is personally my favorite, and that's thanks to the drive pattern of the Sports, well, and also the engine. So the Sports the best or the biggest engine you've got on the lineup. It's a 1.6 liter turbocharged engine which delivers a massive 201 horsepower. The rims are a full 18-inch alloy wheel, which is beautiful, and every other thing in the vehicle is pretty much tuned up for sports, including the suspension, the shocks and all of that. It has the best ride quality to amongst the Elantras. And lest I forget to mention, it comes standard as a manual with pad shift, but you could switch that into automatic if you want to for no extra charge. So it's pretty much just the best on the lineup for me personally. And of course, if you're looking for a more luxurious feel or the most luxurious feel, definitely they've got a limited edition which comes with everything you've got on the value but a lot more, which includes things like the improved 8.0 touchscreen and navigation. Now personally, I don't really care for the navigation system on vehicles that much. So long as it has Android Auto, I'm good, because then I can use my Google Maps navigation. So if your vehicle has Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, probability you'll be using the car's navigation in this day and age is probably very low, which makes that not a benefit to me personally. Moving up from that, the engine is actually the same as the SEL and the same you have on the SE, the standard 2.0 liter engine, 147 horsepower. And now there's also the optional safety package on this one that has on the limited edition that adds forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, and smart cruise control, which I would say is the icing on the cake. If you can get this, then go for it, although it's the most expensive vehicle on the lineup. You've also got things like, instead of the HID lights, now you've got the LED light setup both on the front and the back. You've got the dynamic bending lights and all of the extras. You've got the power lumbar seats, and it's got the 2-seat memory system, so you can actually set, which is probably the only sedan that I know that's a mid-range sedan that actually offers memory seats. This is the only car that I know right now that actually does that. So it's just pretty interesting, all the values and the extras that you get on the limited edition. So with that being said, I think that wraps up the basic part of it. Now let's go into the ride. So primarily driving. I mentioned in the beginning of the review that I had a love and hate relationship for the Elantra, and I've been talking about the things I actually do like about the Elantra as I was mentioning the trims and whatnot. Now the part I don't like about the Elantra, the first part is the road noise. The road noise is extremely loud on driving. I don't know why they designed it this way. Probably also thanks to the kind of tires or the tires which they select, the rim size and all of those also contributes to the road noise, where it is extremely loud. The handling is great, but it's not exceptional. So for the class, it works, and that's about it. It works, but it's not exceptional. Across bends, if you're going on high speeds, it's not, doesn't really shine out or come out bright. But aside that, it's actually stable. The traction control is really nice. It's a stable car. The acceleration is, I won't call it, it's not quick, neither would I call it too slow. Yes, it takes a little for it to rev up, for you to get to 60, probably about 10 or 12, about 10 to 11 seconds depending on how you drive. But it works. It's not so bad that you would get caught off on the highway trying to, probably at the first 2-3 seconds, but then after that it actually catches up, so it's not so bad where you're trying to march through the freeway and you end up in a crash or whatnot. So it works. It's a stable vehicle. It's beautiful. The drive pattern is stable, and that's pretty much what I'll say. The trunk sports a 14.4 cubic feet storage space, or cargo space as it's usually called, which is quite large enough for you to actually fit in almost anything you want to fit in. It's big for a car of this size, although a lot of other competitions like the Civic actually match up to that, but many cars in this range don't have a storage space or cargo space that big, so that's actually a plus for the Elantra. Going into the front seat, it's actually comfy, which is probably one of the pluses I give to Elantra. The seats are actually really comfy, and for a 6-foot driver, which is actually my height, I can actually sit comfortably and drive comfortably. And setting the front seat to a comfortable state and sitting in the rear, yes, it's super close. There is almost no space between my legs and the chair. However, is there enough space and enough leg room for me to actually just be okay through, let's say, a 1-2 hour ride in the vehicle as a passenger? Yes, it's not too crazy where it's like I'm squeezed up, but it's not as long as you would, or as much as you would want it to be. Would I buy the Elantra? And the answer to that would most likely be a yes, but I would recommend the value if you've got enough bucks for that, or if you're trying to go on the more conservative view. You should go with the SCL. The SC to me is not worth it at all. It shouldn't even be on the road at all. They should scrap that trim completely. And if you've got the extra box, you can go for the limited edition. But instead of going for the limited, I would rather recommend you go for actually a bigger vehicle that you would get for the same price, a lot more specs or whatnot. So pretty much, if you're looking at the price to, the price to value offsets, or the economic value, you see that the limited is pretty much technically a waste of money. Sorry to say that. And looking at, if you're actually someone who actually likes to drive, you want the energy, you want at least the response in the vehicle when you drive, then definitely the sports edition is the one to go for, and that I would actually recommend. But you have to be that kind of a driver that actually wants the aggressiveness, the response, a quick drive out of a small vehicle, because it's actually a really small vehicle. But yeah, that's the recommendation on that, on price. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, the vehicle you guys want me to review next, and what your comments are, what your thoughts are on the Elantra. And yeah, ways to improve. And thank you guys for watching. It's your boy Say Johnny, and see you guys on the next video. Peace out.